gonna jump right into this video. This is going to be the top 10 best My Hero Academia theories. We're gonna get right into it right now. Nope, we are cutting that intro. We are starting now with number 10. Kaminari is the traitor. And I know what you are thinking. Wasn't it pretty much confirmed that he's not the traitor, and didn't we get the traitor revealed like multiple chapters ago? Yes, but people forget that All For One said that he had friends, not just one friend. Which means that Kaminari could most definitely still be the traitor because, I mean, come on, just look at him. Don't you remember when he did the L thing from the Liberation Army? Of course he's a traitor. He's obviously a villain. Now going to number 9. And this is probably the wildest and probably one of the best constructed theories in the entirety of My Hero Academia, and that is that Izawa is actually an imposter. Yes, Izawa is sus. And the main crux of this argument is that My Hero Academia, even though it's in a fictional universe with fictional rules, with fictional powers, and because it's based in our real world, that means that if you get yourself slammed into the pavement by a monster and then you come back the next day somewhat fine, it obviously means that the League of Villains replaced you with someone else and that you are now an imposter. I mean, come on, it's just basic logic. But now we get into a theory that, you may not believe me, is actually better than the last theory, coming in at number 8. And that is that All Might actually has a quirk. And I know what you may be thinking, wasn't that also confirmed to be false? Not necessarily. I mean, sure, you had All Might say that he was quirkless, and you also had the vestiges also say that he was quirkless, and then you also have the vestiges saying that the only people that can actually truly wield One for All without any drawbacks are people that are quirkless. But did they ever explain how All Might was able to transform from Small Might to Big Might? I mean, come on, the only way that that could actually happen is if he had a quirk. I mean, it's not like they live in a world where cartoon physics is a thing. Come on, guys, it is based in the real world, so everything in the story has to be based on the real world. Come on. Now, we actually go in probably the least likely of all of these theories. I know, shocking, but it is still a very amazing theory. Coming in at number 7, we have that Dobby got his quirk stolen. And this comes from the idea that when it comes to Dobby, his quirk doesn't really match his body. And that even though he has a fire-based quirk, his body is meant for ice. So what if, and this is not really that much of a stretch, but sort of kind of a stretch, what if he had an ice quirk and that it was stolen and he was given a fire quirk because it was this long con that would eventually lead him to becoming Dobby, becoming a villain just to end Endeavor's career. Now, I'm not saying that that's exactly what happened, but I'm saying that's exactly what happened, and you gotta believe me. But going into another theory, and this one is pretty much disconfirmed, it's not true. Going in at number 6 is that, Dobby is a Todoroki. I mean, I've seen a lot of My Hero Academia theories in my day, and this one is probably the weakest. I mean, the only real context for that is the one scene where we see Dobby appears in front of a hair salon where the idea is that he dyed his hair black to cover up the white hair, and how, yeah, there may be a Todoroki with white hair, but I mean, come on, it's anime. Literally half of anime characters have white hair. So yeah, that's probably the weakest theory on this list, and it's probably never gonna be confirmed. And now we're getting into the juicier theories, because we have number 5, which is Dr. Garaki gave Shigaraki Deku's decay quirk. And this just makes so much sense. I mean, the fact that the doctor at the beginning of My Hero Academia was actually Dr. Garaki, and he was the one that told Deku that he was quirkless. And then you have that one man in Shigaraki's flashback that brought him home. I mean, come on, you just have to put the dots together and it's very obvious. I mean, you just have to ignore the fact that Shigaraki is like 5 years older than Deku, but it's fine. Deku could have just been born with the quirk of decay and Dr. Garaki took it from him from a baby. Yeah, that's most likely the case. So yeah, I think that this theory is definitely confirmed. And number 4 is very wild because the 4th theory on this list is wild. And it's just weirdly enough is connected to the theory that we just covered. And that the fourth theory that we have is that Dr. Garaki stole Deku's quirk, but he gave it to Bakugo or Dobby. Because, I mean, just think about it like this. Deku's father can shoot flames out of his mouth. His mother has telekinesis, so that obviously means that Deku should have had a fire-based ability. And what are the characters in the series that we know have fire-based abilities? Dobby as well as Bakugo. So it just makes total sense that Dr. Garaki, who we saw knew Deku, took his quirk and then gave it to Bakugo. Or he took Deku's quirk and gave it to Dobby to lead Dobby to become a criminal. Because obviously that's exactly what happened in the story. So yeah, I think this one is also pretty much confirmed. Now, the third theory is pretty contentious in the My Hero Academia fandom, which is why it's only number 3 on this list. And that theory is that Deku would break/lose his arms at the end of the war. So yeah, it just makes so much sense. The doctor literally coming in and telling Deku that, yes, you've lost feelings in your arms, or even the fact that he may have lost the arm. I mean, it was all right there. I mean, it's not like in the series they said that it was a possibility or that he may lose use of his arms. No. They straight up said that if Deku uses his quirk too many times on his arms, he will lose use of his arms. It was stated straight up, no other interpretations of it whatsoever, and the fact that he didn't lose his hands is poor story writing on Hirokoshi's part, and Hirokoshi is a horrible person and should die for it. So now we are getting to the top 2 best My Hero Academia theories. And number 2 is a theory that everyone in the My Hero Academia community knows and pretty much accepts that it's going to happen. That theory is that Bakugo and Kirishima are the second and third users respectively, and that they went back in time to find the first user, tell him what his quirk is, and then take on that quirk upon themselves so that it can eventually get passed on into the future so that Deku could be the next user of One for All. I mean, come on, it's so obvious. I mean, have you looked at them? Bakugo looks like the second user and Kirishima looks like the third user. I mean, because they look alike, they must be related. And if they must be related, they must be the same person. It's just common sense and logic. So yeah, pretty much confirmed. And now we are getting to number 1. The best My Hero Academia theory in the entire fandom. I know it. You know it. Your parents know it. The neighbor across the street spying on you from their telescope knows it. And that theory is... It's so great of a theory that I can barely say it out loud. But okay, here we go. The best theory in My Hero Academia is... Dad for One! So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that wild video. I just thought of it on the fly. Yeah, this is the second time I've done an April Fool's video like this. If you want to see the other one, you know, go check it out. But yeah, this was very fun. I got to go crazy with this. And hey, maybe I can do this again next year with my top 10 whatever theories in My Hero Academia. That means if you see this video being posted on my YouTube channel later on with top 10, it could be an April Fool's prank, it could not be. I'll never tell, but hopefully you enjoyed the video, and hopefully I'll be able to catch you in my next video. Bye! Oh wait, I forgot to do my thing. And Hirokoshi is a horrible person and should die for it. Oh my gosh, that's fucking stupid and I hate it. Alright. Now. Oh my gosh, I hate that I said it should die for it and then just... hard cut to whatever the heck I'm saying right now. Okay, I gotta keep it together.